Hi there and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Major 4 EB. I'm just going to run through how to pretty much set up and operate the caravan to a basic level. So at the front you've got all your bits here for where you'll hitch up. You've got your hitch head, you've got your jockey wheel, your handbrake and your 13-pin electric. Then we've got this front locker open, and you can see you have the point to plug in your gas. So the gas hose is connected on either side. We're using our test equipment today. Attached either side, make sure that they both firmly are. You can hand tighten that to an extent and then finish it off using a spanner. Once that is on, twist in the positive direction. It may say open or close on the gas bottle, or it may say plus or minus. Twist it in the positive direction and that will begin to push gas through into the system. Situated either side of the caravan and then 2 points at the back, you have your point for your legs. Now, your legs are only used to stabilise the caravan. Do not attempt to jack up or level the caravan using your legs. Simply level the caravan using the jockey wheel and then go around to all four corners and put your legs down. On the other side of the caravan we have this bit first. This is your flue. Your flue is used to get clean air into your boiler. You don't have to do anything with this, just make sure that it is nice and clean, there's no debris around it, and it should operate as it should do. Next up, we have your point for your water lead. So we're not going to plug any water in today, as it is 3 degrees outside right now, and we don't want any damage being done to the pipe. So what it would be, you'd have your pump, which you connect into this point just here, and then you'd have an ack roll full of clean drinking water. The pump will connect in, and then it's on a trigger system, so you won't be able to remove it unless you pull out with pushing in the trigger. Make sure that the strainer, which is situated at the bottom of the pump, sits at the bottom of the water barrel, because otherwise you will be gasping air into the system and we want water coming through. Next up, you've got your battery box. So just here is where the battery will sit. Then just next to it you have your point for your mains lead. The mains lead connects onto here, and then just behind it you have your point for your red key for your motor mover. Then you have motor mover here, which I will show you how to operate on the day. We've got 2 grey ports just here. These grey ports will shoot out your dirty water. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipes to feed into your waste master. Then once it's full, take it to your waste disposal point on site. And then the last 2 points for outside are these. So this first one opens up with your key, and this is for your flush for your toilet. So get yourself some fresh water and feed it into this point here using something like a watering can, just to make it a bit easier. You can hold around 10 litres of water in here. You can also mix it with a little bit of pink chemical if you want it to smell nice. Once you've filled it up, push it up and lock it. Then underneath you have your cassette toilet. So the cassette toilet, you want it firmly sat behind these teeth here. Then when it's time to remove it, you press up on the orange handle and pull it out. When you get to your emptying point on site, you can twist this head to the side, open up the cap, tilt the box, so tilt it upwards, and at the same time you want to continually press in this button here to vent. Once you've done that, swill it out using some fresh water, so you can open up this catch here, twist this to the side, fill it with some fresh water, and do the same of tilting and pressing in the vent button. Once you've done that, On your cap, you have measurements in both metric and imperial to fill up your blue chemical. Fill up your blue chemical to your desired level, then twist the cap back on. Twist the head back to the central position, then push the box back in, and you want that orange handle sitting behind the teeth. So you don't want to travel with either of these two full. So what you'll want to do is empty out this one, and to empty out this top compartment, you have this little bung here. Open it up and it will get rid of the remaining waste water or water that's just been sat in there, and remove the rest of it. Now, underneath the front bed on the right hand side, you have this here. You've got your boiler situated underneath here, which can be accessed from lifting the slack up. Then we've got a few other bits. The main thing are these blue leads leading to that yellow switch valve. The valve is currently in the vertical position, and when it's in the vertical position like this, that means that any water inside the pipes will be drained. So if that is in the vertical position, when you try and plug water in, it will just come out. So make sure that if you're wanting to use your water, you switch it down to the horizontal position. However, we're going to keep it in the vertical position as it is rather cold today, hence why we are not putting any water into the caravan. So water goes through those pipes. Have it in the horizontal position for when you want to use it. When you initially switch on your pump, you will have to wait a couple of minutes if you haven't had it on in a while. Moving through, that box that says eMove on it, that is like your brain box for your motor mover. This grey box on the side, that is your battery charger, and this slightly lighter grey is your place for your trips and your fuses. So as you can see, all your trips in the upright position and all the necessary fuses. You have some additional buttons here which you can see are lit up, so the heating and hot water is lit up, as well as the charger, meaning that both the battery charger and the heating and hot water are working. And then you have a complete system shutdown button, so if you press that, then nothing will be able to come into the caravan. If you do need, when I say nothing, I mean like no mains capacity. You can put the gas in, but it's not going to do anything. So if you press that button, the caravan pretty much doesn't work. If you do need some additional information on the trips and fuses, pull down this and you can see there's some additional bits. Now, situated over the front door, you have this board here. This is your Swift command board. So it gives a little bit of information over the top saying the internal and external temperatures, date, time, and a few other bits. So first up is pump. Now, I'm not going to press pump today as we're not plugging any water into the caravan, as it is extremely cold. It says 3 degrees just there. But if you had your water plugged in, what you would do is press that pump button, wait a minute or two to allow the water to get pushed through the pipes, come over to your sink, then open up the sink and let it run continuously for about 30 seconds. Once it's ran for about 30 seconds, you should have a continuous, nice, steady stream. Shut it down. You can also go and check on your other sink and also your shower to make sure that both of those are running smoothly. Next up, you've got your awning light. So I already had it on, so press it in, go outside. There you can see awning light is on. So switch that off. Then we have lighting. So lights are currently on. If I want to turn the lights off, I press in on this button here. Then you can see the lights go off. You can also dim the lights they go down and up in 5s. This one is just for your back room. Next up, we've got power. This shows the amount of power coming into the van. So nothing coming from vehicle, nothing coming from solar because there's no solar fitted, and 14.2 volts coming in. Now it does say leisure, however, that is coming from the mains right now because the mains are overpowering it. Press that button to the side. Also gives you an AC current and allows you to set a limit. Then we have settings. This just gives you some additional bits like Bluetooth, setting time and date, screen brightness, and a few other bits there as well. Then we have radio. Now for the radio, you have your volume button on that side. I can choose the mode, so it goes to radio, and then standard to your type of radio, you can tune it and scan to get the nearest radio station or whatever. Press it again, goes to DAB or DAB. Press it again, go to aux, and then open up this bit to the side, and you can plug in an aux capacity on the side, and then you can have it off as well. Then just next to it, you have your Truma board. So this is for your heating and hot water. 2 buttons on the side. You've got the back button and this dial. So I'll press in on the dial and it lights up. First thing is the caravan with the thermometer. So it's currently flashing, so I'll press that in. And this is choosing the internal temperature of the caravan. Goes up to 30 degrees, starts at 5 degrees, or you can have it off. So let's say I want the internal temperature to be 25 degrees. Select that by pressing in on the dial. Then if I were to go back on the caravan, there we go, you can see 25. Now if I want to come out of that screen, I press this back button. Next up, you have the thermometer in water. So press this in, and this is for the water heat. So you can either have it eco, hot, or boost. Eco meaning it gets to 40 degrees, hot meaning it gets to 60, and boost will boost the temperature of the water for 15 minutes and then drop back down to eco. So this is good for when you want a shower or something like that in the morning. But for today, we're going to keep it off as there's no water. Next up, you've got this canister with the lightning bolts. So this is for your power source. So what you want to use to heat the caravan and its hot water. So you can either have gas, a mixture of gas and 1 kilowatt of electricity, a mixture of gas and 2 kilowatt, strictly electric with 1 kilowatt, or strictly electric with 2 kilowatt. So what that means is you can either have it strictly gas, strictly mains, or a mixture of both. So we're going to keep it electric too. Then we have the fan speed. So this is the speed for the fans shooting out the air in places like there. So you can either have it eco or high. I'm just going to keep it on eco. There we go. Next up, we have this icon here. This is for setting when you'd like the heating and hot water to come on. So you have the start. So if I were to set it for midnight, I'd select like this. So that side's good. So press that in, and then it will come up with its end as well. So if I wanted to start it at midnight and finish it at 5 AM, I'd press in twice again. Then we've got your clock. Excuse me, I've got a cut on my thumb and I don't want to hurt it. You've got the clock, so it's currently not midnight. It's just because I've had the van on for 24 minutes and it's not reset itself. And then you have this spanner. This gives you some additional settings as well, such as brightness, offset, language, and 24-hour clock. Then when you want to turn this board off, you press and hold it in continuously and it will turn itself off. Now the thing with that as well is that if you don't play about with the screen, it will go to this green look. So don't be surprised if you do walk away from it and it does change. It's just a case it's going into a sleep mode so it doesn't disturb you. Then just here we have the fridge operations. So to turn the fridge on, you press and hold on this grey button here. Oh, turned it off, there we go. And it will flash up and go to its most recent memory, which was mains on full capacity. So you can change using these two buttons here, either what you want as the source or what level of power you want to go into the fridge. So we'll start with the source. So it's currently on mains. If I press it again, it will go to auto, and auto chooses automatically through the fridge what it thinks is the most powerful source, which is currently mains. Now when I press it again, it's going to switch over to car battery. However, because there's no car battery attached, it will bleep up and it gives you an example of what it looks like when there is a hazard or something going wrong. So beeps at you and also flashes. So we'll press it again and we'll change it over to gas. Now for gas, you will have to wait a second. What it does is you'll hear the gas ticking, and as the gas ticks in, when it fully stops with the ticks, that's when you know the gas is lit for the fridge. So not sure if you can hear it on the video, but it is sort of ticking in. And there we go, it stopped. If the gas isn't working though, the hazard will pop up, but for now we'll just keep it on mains. Then we have the amount of power you want coming into the van. So it's from a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the most. So press it once, go to 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, and 5 will chill the fridge the quickest. Now when you are traveling and have it on car battery at first, it will take around 4 hours for the fridge to be fully chilled, so do keep that in mind. Then to turn it off, press and hold on this grey button and it switches off and you can see no other lights. If you don't switch it off and switch off all the other mains power, the fridge may beep at you. And here we can see the gas cooker. So the gas cooker is very simple, works standard to pretty much like your typical type of cooker. It's a case you have the knobs here, it's a case you have to press in and twist to the side, and at the same time press in on this button. So as you can see, you get some nice blue clean continuous flames, and then it is the same for the grill. Again, you can see just here, flames fully ignited on either side. There you go. And again, turn it off, you'll put the knob to the central position and then to the oven. And there again, you can see for the oven, all flames ignited, nice blue clean continuous flame. Only real thing to note, don't put this glass bit down until all 3 of these are cold to the touch, as it may shatter, but make sure you do travel with that down.